these are the last ones, but it had lots of flowers on here. They make nice cut flowers and they last pretty well. These guys like a fair amount of, they're like a sunny window.
Can you say the name again?
Dendrobium.
Thank you.
Dendrobium. And then another one that I really recommend to folks are the plants that are in these are known as Oncidium orchids. And they're usually in shades of yellow or orange or rust colors, although with some of the other hybrids of some of the other species that also lends themselves into pinks and purples, things like that. But these are really they're kind of almost akin to phalaenopsises. These are really things that you can grow at home. The Oncidiums and the whole family, because then the orchids are the largest family of plants of all the plants, and so there are literally hundreds of different genus and thousands of different types of orchids. So, Oncidiums and then there's the whole family of these other things. So it can be confusing sometimes when you look at some of the names, especially the hybrid names, because they'll sometimes combine 3 or 4 or 5 different species, and they come out with some of these hybrid names that are absolutely unpronounceable. Another one, most people don't know about these guys, but this is really easy to grow. It's called a dendrochilum. Like this one was a dendrobium, this is a dendrochilum. And it's known as a chain orchid. And this one's white, but there are types that tend to be a little bit smaller. This is kind of a larger one for the species, but they have, and they'll just kind of come out and then hang down in gold colors and even some red colors, but especially white. This one has a fragrance to it. Some people like it, some people think it smells a little chemically. You're welcome to come up and see what you think. Then moving in some things that maybe aren't quite as easy. This is called a Cycnoches. Unfortunately, with a lot of orchids, there isn't a common name. It's just the species name, so it's kind of funny. But this is also something known as a swan orchid because of the little. I like the smell of it. There again, some people think it smells a little bit chemically. You're welcome to see that one. This one is an example of some of the orchids that go completely dormant. After this gets done blooming, and you can already see the leaves are starting to get ratty. Sometimes I just kind of clip them back entirely. But after this is done flowering, it's the whole thing. All the leaves are going to drop and it goes completely dormant. And I don't water it for about 3 months. Goes completely dry. And I don't touch it, don't water it, don't do anything with it until I see, usually about March or so, I'll see a shoot down at the base starting to come up. And once it gets about 3 or 4 inches long, then I gradually start watering it again. So this is one of those things you just have to be careful, because if you do water it, chances are it's just going to rot. So you just have to leave it alone.